little shorty, a little baddie. I hope you're seeing it. She my little boo thing. Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. It's me Shuga with another video for you guys today, y'all. So I'm coming to people as extra as a girl can be. Today my eyebrows are thicker, they're not lines, but they're refusing to look like sisters. But you know what? We move. We've been moving, we never died. But I'm coming with extra earrings, not elbows. Yeah, extra earrings. I hope you guys like them. And in today's video, we're actually talking about the things I've learned so far in my life. Obviously, there's so many things I've learned so far in my life, but I know you just can't bring it all, isn't it? So this is just a few things that I've learned so far in my life, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I was trying to make it 21, but I was just like, it cannot come. So let's just do what we can do. So let's get right into the video. So as usual, I have written my notes. I'm going to be looking at them like, yes, man. Anyway, I'm going to start with first things first, which is spirituality. I feel like spirituality is like the essence of our being. Like, there's no person that is not spiritual, I guess, and doesn't really matter what you believe or what works for you. I feel like to some extent there's still some essence of spirituality in it. And my first thing is you have to know God for yourself. I'm Christian, so I can only speak for Christians. And oops, I'm a girl. I'm probably just going to speak mostly for girls. That's what I know. But like, you have to know God for yourself. You have to know God for yourself because, just like I was saying, I'm a Christian and I grew up a Christian child in the Christian home, and it just felt like a lot of things were just induced, and then you actually don't define so many things, you don't understand so many things, and the worst thing is you feel like you're on the safe side, but you really are not because you're not having the relationship. That's what I'm saying. I think this is in the wholesomeness of the thing. Like, it's not just in Christianity. I think in whatever it is the whole relationship. It's the whole connection with your, like, you just have to be spiritually intentional. That's just another thing I learned, which I think is so false inside this spirituality thing, is, by the way, nobody is perfect. So sis, please drop the bar. Sis, drop the bar for people. Nobody is perfect, man. They're gonna hurt you. Your high esteem for them is gonna get real low. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't have role models, but they're not positive people we can't learn from. But for me, I think I just saw people with golden eyes. For some people I looked like this. The idea of perfection, trying to be like these people. And everybody has flaws. That's why we are imperfect. That is why we are not Jesus. That's why we're trying to be Christ-like. So yes, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. The person that you think doesn't gossip, child, you might just want to check again. Okay? Like, you know the way we grow up seeing, let me give a good example. Some people grow up seeing their father as heroes or their mothers as heroes, and then in the long run they tend to figure out the faults of these people, and it really breaks you when you actually find out that this person is not as perfect as you are. So in order to save yourself from that, just have it in mind, or I had to learn that nobody is perfect. People fall and fail in some places. Yes, we fall and we fail in so many places, and so it just helps me move on. It helps me forgive people. It helps me to be more understanding of human beings and to deal and to tolerate people. So keep that. It's very important. Nobody is. I think the next thing we're going to talk about is intellectually. And I think in this category I'm just putting things that has to do with school and just being knowledgeable. And for me, the first thing is that there's always going to be material in whatever you're looking for. Like, there are either books, there are audio books, there are YouTube videos, there are documentaries. Man, there's always going to be material in every topic. So go fill yourself with knowledge. Fill yourself with knowledge. Knowledge is key. That thing is true. That thing is real. Knowledge is key. Fill yourself with knowledge in whatever you think you need to know about. When I say that there's material in everything, I had to learn that. I didn't like reading. For a long time I didn't like reading. And not to say that I was not knowledgeable, because I realized that I absorbed knowledge, or I absorbed things from different. I used to like watching TV a lot though, and not just like movies. Actually, I don't like movies really, but I will watch a lot of things, and yeah, I realized that I absorbed so much, from the things around me, and so I mean, eventually I was just like, well, reading works for me. I ended up finding things that I like reading about, and it has made me even read things that actually I'm not super interested, but I have to read. But the point is that there is information for everything, so you can always try to look for knowledge, basically. Always try to look for knowledge. It's important. I struggled so much. Life doesn't revolve around grades. Remember, these are my personal things, I had to learn that life does not revolve around grades, you guys. I had a very spoiled conception, and I guess maybe we can blame the educational system wherever I studied and where I'm still studying. No, not where I'm still studying actually, because now I've learned so much more. But like for a long time, I thought that grades matter for me to be okay in the society. You know what I'm saying? And that's not true. Don't disqualify grades. They are very important and they are very helpful. Grades really facilitate your way into so many places in this life. Nobody's denying that. But life does not revolve around grades. I'm not less of a person. Now that is how I felt about good grades or not having good grades, because I was somewhere in the middle there. Not in the middle, I was at both extremes, man. But basically, it felt like I'm not good enough because my grades are not good enough. And so many people feel like that. Imagine if you've actually had, in fact, I was having a conversation the other day, and this person came up with a theory, which was, I think it explains this best. He was like, most of the time, the education system and the way we are graded is in such a way that you put a fish and let's say a dog in water. They both can probably swim, but it is the fish terrain, so the fish will definitely win that race, okay? But the dog can swim, But on land, if you put a fish to hunt and a dog to hunt with you, the dog will hunt better than the fish. Basically to say that some of these things are not our strengths. Some of these things that were graded for or we're learning are not where. That's not what we're dealt for, but it does not dismiss who you are as a person. It doesn't dismiss what you know and not value as a person. I had to take away grades from value. I had to take away grades from being socially fit. And even with that, so comes the idea of intelligence. Intelligence is not in grades. Some people are really good at getting the grades, like they're really good at getting the grades and they're actually getting what they should get. But doesn't mean that you who is not there is not intelligent. Have you read that book, Why C Students Work for A Students? Sorry, Why A Students Work for C Students? When you read it, you understand a lot of these things more. It's really a mindset thing, and it's not a curse to have bad grades. My point is that there's so much more to life. I had to learn that. I'm still in university, so excuse me, I'm trying to get my grades right, but I just had to learn that. Still in the whole sense of intelligence, knowledge seeking, wisdom growing, teachers cannot predict the future. Period. Teachers cannot predict your future because we are all different. And so something that I'll bring up later, people change drastically, people learn drastically. So much happens. So your teachers don't. I had to not get stuck on what my teacher said about me. And I have seen people escalate, like I've seen things happen to people in this life. In just a few years, I learned that real quick. Teachers cannot predict my future. They can only help guide me to it. They cannot predict it. Thank you. You are not anyone else. stop comparing yourself. Not to Shuga. You are not anyone else. Stop comparing yourself. My metaphor doing well in life was always other people. It's always been other people. I guess it's also due to look at other people. Do they have two heads? So I always have to think, if they have one head, how are they doing with one head? There's a healthy way to motivate yourself with other people from other people's stories. But putting yourself in other people's shoes, it's just, don't do that. It's just toxic. It's just, it's really bad. It's very bad. Take it from me. I'm really, really struggling in that domain up to now. Like, I'm not in a bad. Okay, for me, it's not longer. There's nobody in particular even that I'm comparing myself with, but there's everybody that I'm comparing myself with. Does that make sense? There's like a social media thing sometimes. There's like I don't know, class, age, group thing. But I have to understand. I really have to remind myself every day that I am no one else. People go at different paces. Some are gonna go further than me. Some are going slower than me. And that's fine. Now let's move on to the financial aspect. Financially, category finances. Interesting. One thing that I learned, like I wish I knew this when I was older, is that rather when I was older, Shuga always I wish I knew this when I was younger. It's never too early to start searching for your path financially. By the time you can do the X, the Y in school, by the time you can do simple interest, profit, compound interest, you can start thinking about businesses, you can start thinking of finances, you can start learning investment. Not to put pressure on yourself that you have to be here at a certain point, but like I wish I understood that if I had a business, I used to be so scared of money. I guess this is very sad on African girls. I've been talking about this lately, but like we African girls mostly don't learn about money, you know. In fact, you find out that in high school, in secondary school, guys always kind of had money and chicks didn't have. Or not that they did have, but it was more likely to always have or to just somehow have money. So in that, they actually learned how to be more financially responsible. And girls really don't have that privilege, let's say. So I really wish I let myself think about it that way. Like, you know what? How can I make things work for myself? Not to put stress on myself, but just to get the habit of spending wisely, of knowing finances, of just knowing those things. Like, if it's really more the learning factor than the having money factor. That's just my point. Like, it's never. I don't think there's really gets too early about learning finances. Like, handle money. In fact, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Clearly, I've been reading one author, the one from Hawaii. Rich Dad Poor Dad. He made it clear when I read that book that what happens is sometimes you get very scared of money. Meanwhile, we shouldn't be scared of handling money, and that makes it harder for us to actually reach or to imagine money. The way my finances in my first year and now are basically still the same, but my view and my way of spending is totally different because I just had to learn throughout these years that money, I had to learn finances basically. There's always going to be people richer than you and people not as rich as you. So don't rush. Literally don't rush. My favorite song 2020. But for real, just be content where you're at. Be content where you're at. There's always somebody that is going to want what you have, and there's always somebody who has what you want. You know, work for what you want. But this is it's not that serious. Calm down. It's a thing. I learned it, and it gives me more peace, more settlement with myself. Because social media is doing things to us. You say, what is social media? I don't know, but yeah, I guess because information is easier to get nowadays, and we see people living things. It can stress you out. Let's be real, it can really freak you out. It does freak me out once in a while. It's like, how does that person get this? How do you get that? How do you feel like this? and it can worry you. But once I got to understand that I'm just where I should be, I was less freaked out basically. So there's always going to be people richer than you and people not as rich. Hiya, this is real as you can get. This is real fun for me. This is where a lot of the work happened. It's emotionally, but like I said, I can't really give all the lessons. My God, it's been how many years? I can't. Yeah. But I'm gonna give you all what I can give, and we move. All right. So the first thing emotionally for me was people will always have opinions, and so you have to figure out what works for you. Huh. I know I'm not the only person who is influenced by what people say. And some cultures give more power to what people say. And sometimes everything revolves around what people will have to say, but people will always have opinions. People will always not think you're good enough, or that is too good, or that's too perfect. It gets choking. And for somebody, if you're like me, it can really defer you from what you should actually do, or really, living in your purpose. Those conversations of living your purpose. Yeah, it can really disturb you. So I had to figure that people will always have opinions, so you have to find your you and do your you. Notes to self, Shuga. I'll watch this video later for myself, because I've learned it, but am I applying it though? Does it hit me? Just in the light of figuring out what you want and following it. Sometimes you don't know what you want, and the fear, especially going back to people's opinions, or even without people's opinions, just not knowing what you want, can cause you so much anxiety. It can make you very worried about a situation that you cannot control, a future that you cannot see, And I also learned that sometimes it's okay to not know what you want. It's okay to be in the process and trust the process of growth. I feel like that is also, I won't say debatable, but it's edgy. It's like you can't get too comfortable not knowing what you want, but seek growth in. So now that is where you go back into reading and all those things, and just finding what do you like, what do you enjoy. Like, there's a way to go about it, but basically don't put so much pressure sometimes. That is what I learned for me. Going back to that, I learned not to put so much pressure on myself sometimes for actually not knowing what I want. The flip side, actually the bad thing about this is I began to hear everything else. That is when I became now an opinion-driven person, because I will now hear everything else people have to say since. Not that I don't even know what I want, but I'm afraid that what I want is not what should be wanted. It's not okay, or it's not the right thing to want. But you know what? Some days I want to wear hoops on an outfit like this. Sometimes it does not make sense, but it's fine. So I hope I'm not less strong. No, I can't listen to people's opinions, yes. And maybe I don't know what I want, and I'm trying to learn about it. Start the one now. It's real. People change. People will change, and you too will change. I learned that. I thought I was unchanging. I thought I'd already reached a growth point, and then I'm like, what are these new things? What are these differences happening to me? Why am I here? So people will change. People will become different. People will flip. They will flip. Their minds, their bodies, their spiritual sense of being will change, like they will transform. And it's okay. If you're ain't on the same levels again, it's okay to, it's fine. I learned that people will change, and even for me, like, I'm still changing, I'm still growing. So maybe I might not even agree with what I'm saying today with everything, but like, people change. I think it hits me because it's very real. Because the change has been real. First of all, you can't plan your future, so things happen that cause change. So people, the last one on the emotional, obviously it's not the least, it's just the last on my list because there's so much more engineering in this life. You grow more emotional. Well, yes, that's basically it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Please share with someone. You know, let's just, oh my god, this a flight has been disturbing my recording. You know, I will not be bothered. I will not be bothered. Yes, so share with someone, like the button. If there's something you don't like, let me know in the comment section. You can tell me personally if you want. If there's something you like, if there's something you want to add, if there's something you agree to, please do it in the comment section. Thank you very much. And subscribe if you're not subscribed to my channel. I've noticed that my channel is reaching out to other people. So why are you seeing it and not just clicking the subscribe button? Thank you. Gosh, I should be saying this at the beginning to the end. Anyway, see you next. Gosh, what's wrong with me today? See you next time. Peace out.